Hello, it's Melissa, and I hope you are having an absolutely wonderful day today. I wanted to stay in touch, and I know I've been so busy lately that I haven't really gotten all the videos out that I want to get out. But I do have a lot of video that I've taken on different things about the RV, and I'm going to get to work on them. It's just that I've been so busy, I haven't had the time to really get into that. But today, I do want to talk to you about something that I've received a few emails about. I actually just did a Facebook Live video on this for our Facebook group for Your RV Dream, but I know that not everybody is on Facebook, so I wanted to actually go ahead and do another video just for you guys on my email list. And I want to talk about fear and how fear can hold you back from following your heart, basically, and living the life that you want to live. Now, you may already have an RV and you may be living your RV dream right now. You may just have an RV dream. You may have an RV, but you're not quite living that dream. Maybe your RV, you already have the RV, but you're still in a house or in a situation and you're not out there on the road yet living your dream. And you may be just part-timing with RVs also. But I want you to know, and you probably already know this, that fear can creep in there and just ruin your good time. It can ruin your dreams. It can ruin your hopes. It can ruin your fun when you go somewhere. Because honestly, what is fear? It's not real. It's just a thought that something bad might happen. You know, a real fear is being chased by a bear. That's a real fear. You're scared for your life, and that's also a real danger. But that's a real moment. Most of our fears are just like, we could be afraid of driving the RV. We could be afraid of parking it. We could be afraid of the hookup. I mean, and I don't mean fear is always, it's always paralyzing. I don't always mean the paralyzing fears. When I get in my RV, hook it up, put everything away, and drive it off, I'm always afraid that I forgot to do something right. Is the RV going to come unhitched and go down the road past me? Of course not. It has a breakaway switch, but still, it's a fear. It's not real, but I still worry that it could come unhitched. I'm sure that's happened. You could get a flat tire. It happened to me. I'm sure it's happened to a lot of people. Your vehicle could break down when they always break down in an inconvenient place, but it happened. Slide stop working. The slide, you can't get the slide out in or out, or God knows. There are a million things that could go wrong with anything in life, and all this can happen. And guess what? It probably will. I've already had most of those things, the breakdown, the flat tire, the slide not going out. And the truth is, when it happens, you deal with it because you have no other choice, right? So why should you fear? Why should you let that fear stop you from doing what you want? Then there's fears about finances. Am I going to make enough money to stay on the road? Am I going to make enough money to do whatever? And let me ask you this question. With that fear in the background, have you made it to where you are now? I mean, if I look back in my life, to put it differently, if I look back in my life, there were times that I've scraped, times I've been in debt, times I didn't have enough money for everything I wanted, but I always somehow made it because I'm here today. And you probably have made it too. So the biggest thing I want to say about fear is that fear comes from the brain, and it's the brain's job to protect us, to say, you might get hurt. You might, have a bad time. Something might not go right. So don't do that. And it creates a fear to keep us from doing stupid things and things that might get us hurt. So when you recognize that it's just your brain trying to keep you safe, in more ways than one. I mean, physically safe. Like if you see a bear, yeah, don't go near the bear. That's your brain telling you to stay safe. Real threat, real fear. But if it's like, well, I might go down the road and get a flat tire, that's not really something that has happened. It's not real. So when you realize that it's your brain trying to keep you safe, and it wants to keep you safe by keeping you comfortable. Well, if you don't go anywhere, you won't have to deal with that fear. Like I just mentioned, when something happens, you deal with it. But if your brain can keep you from even going, you won't have to deal with it. It wants to keep you in that comfort zone and keep you safe. So if you're in that place right now where you don't do certain things because you're afraid of them, or, you want to stay safe, or you want to be in that comfort zone, here's the best way to deal with that. Recognize first that it's your brain. It's just your brain. And I mean your brain, not your mind. Your mind is beyond your brain, but your brain is that mushy thing in your head that fires, and its job is to keep you safe. It sees something and it fires. Boom. Fight or flight. This is a fear. Don't go there. Okay, so that's your brain. So when you realize that it's your brain, you can then do what I call deconstruct that fear. Let's break that fear down. Suppose the fear is of driving the RV, and your fear is that you'll crash or hit something or do something like that. That's my fear too. But basically, I drive it anyway. So when you deconstruct the fear so that you can do it anyway, here's how to do it. I actually deconstruct it. And I say, okay, what is that fear? It's my brain trying to keep me safe, number one. Okay, brain, thank you. But my heart's going, I really want to go. And the only way to go is to get in that truck and drive it and pull the fifth wheel RV. So I've got a conflict here, head and heart. Head saying no, heart saying yes. So now I know what it is that I really want to do because my heart says yes. So deconstruct that fear. The fear is, I don't want to drive. I might, look foolish, crash, horrible things. All of that could happen. Sure, it could happen. But now let's deconstruct it. Let's break it down. Okay, how can we do the best that we can to alleviate that fear? To tell our brain, it's okay, we can handle this. And of course, one of the ways, like my fear of having a flat tire or a blowout and losing control, is to use tire pressure monitoring system. That's one very easy way, just to use something. Another way, for example, if you have a fear of driving, is to take an RV driving course and actually get that experience behind you. Because overcoming any fear, and some people have fear emptying the black tank or hooking up, or, there's so many things, with an RV lifestyle that you can fear, that you can hesitate with, that you can have apprehension about. I have I wouldn't call it a fear, maybe an apprehension about the black tank hose exploding one day in the middle of emptying it, and that could happen. And what am I going to do if that happens? I'll deal with it. I mean, what can you do? What can you do but deal with it? So understand the mind. Understand that you want to follow your heart, get where you want to go. Give the mind some candy. Give it something to quiet it down a little bit, like you would give a little child some candy. Okay, stop screaming and crying. Here you go. So the ammunition you would give for driving is to take a driving course. Look online at some of the information about driving. Take it somewhere in a parking lot and practice a little bit where it's safe, where you won't you won't have any obstacles in your way. Maybe use cones, or just drive it around, just back it up, just get to know where it goes. These are all candy things that you can give to your mind to comment about the fears. So number one is to recognize that the fear is coming from your brain to keep you safe. And that's its job. It's not good or bad, it's its job. Number two is to deconstruct the fear. Figure out where it's coming from, what is it exactly, and number three, figure out what you can give that brain of yours to alleviate that fear a little bit. One of the things, like I said, is knowing that you'll deal with it no matter what. You may have to call a repair truck, you may have to call a tow truck, you may have to ask for somebody for help, you may just figure it out yourself. There are really a lot of options out there. And I've also heard of fear called false expectations appearing real. And one of the things that I want to mention is that fear is kind of a false expectation. And I say that it's like, since Star Wars is getting ready to come out, let's use that. It's like the dark side. And then you have belief. Belief is the light side. And over here with belief, it's not real either. It's just a belief, but it's a good thing that you're believing in. And fear is actually a bad thing that you're believing in, like a negative outcome, something bad happening. And neither one of them is actually real just yet, but each of them could come true. Your belief that you can live a happy, adventurous, exciting, freedom lifestyle in an RV can definitely come true. Your belief that everything can go wrong if you try that can also come true. And part of that is because the energy that you're putting out, if you put out energy towards the belief then you're going to draw that to you, because energy attracts energy, like energy attracts like energy. If you have negative beliefs and a lot of anxiety and you're always constantly thinking about bad things, then it can actually pull that. And I mentioned in the other video that there have actually been studies done about this. If you've ever seen the studies, and I totally forget the guy's name that did the water droplet studies with love and hate and how the water crystals changed, and then there were rice studies. Well, anyway, just there have been studies done about the energy of positive and negative. So you want to try to keep your energy over there with that positive belief. So once you recognize the fear, deconstruct it, give it some candy to quiet it down, and then just start pushing your way through it. I don't believe that fears are something you can dance around, that you can play with. You just have to plow your ass right through them. You just have to say, okay, I have done what I needed to do. I've looked at this for what it is, and I'm going forward. And usually when you plow through a fear, it explodes and it goes away and it never comes back. Now, sometimes it'll be in the back of your mind, like driving the RV. I still have a little apprehension about that, but it gets better and better and better each time because I get more experience. I realize that the positive is far outweighing the negative, and I actually have some proof for my brain of that. So my brain starts to quiet down about that. And that's basically just kind of a realistic way of looking at fears. We can let them control our lives. We can let them keep us from our dreams. But I believe that your dream is worth living, and I believe that you can achieve that dream. If you're having an issue with any kind of fears or any kind of apprehensions or uncertainty, I'm still offering a free call, a free RV lifestyle consultation. Call it a breakthrough call. It doesn't exactly have to be about RV things. It can be about your fears and about your mindset trying to get to that RV lifestyle, because mindset is more than half of it. It's probably 90% of it. The other technical things like emptying the black tank, driving, hooking up, setting up, those are all technical things that are actually concrete and easy to learn how to do and get used to, and those are just physical things to do. The mental game, the fears, the apprehensions, that's most of it. And that's what I'm offering my help for. Not only the technical things, the RV lifestyle, but also for anything that's keeping you from following your heart. Your dream is worth it. I'm here for you. I'll go ahead and I'll put a link below this video to schedule a free 1-hour RV consultation, RV lifestyle consultation with me to talk about anything that's holding you back, because I want to see you live your dream. It's worth it. I know it is worth it, and I know you're worth it. I believe in you. So this is Melissa from Your RV Dream. I want to see you living your RV dream. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'm wishing you blue skies, safe travels, and smooth roads. Bye for now.